Hello everybody. This is a tutorial for these lovely wristers I just made in this video. I wanted to mention to you before we start, for the people who like to complain a little bit about things that are not exactly perfect in videos, I'm well aware that I don't have equipment that a lot of people do. I don't have studio lighting. I have a Canon EOS M50 camera on a tripod. My living room is very dark. I have lights. I have two windows behind me. I have light coming in from a giant picture window, and I have other lighting. So I think you can see what's happening in the video just fine. My problem with the camera was it tended to focus behind my hands a little bit more than it should have in certain places in the video. I do have written instructions in part of the video. In the very beginning, I did a voiceover. Well, I didn't do a voiceover. I did written instructions and did a little bit of quiet music behind it as I was showing how to get started on these. But later in the video, I just went ahead and just did, I just narrated it as I was doing it because people were not at home then and there was not a lot of activity going on then. So I hope you will enjoy this. I think it's self-explanatory. These are very simple. And the yarn that these were made with was the Lion Brand Skein Tones. This is in the color Honey. I picked up 4 of these. I'd never used these before. I think it's a new variety. This is the color Hazelnut, and I think this is, what is this? This is Adobe, and this is Mahogany. I had really pretty browns. It's a nice basic soft yarn, 185 yards here in this skein, and it was I think $4 and something at Walmart. But Lion Brand is an excellent brand of yarn. So this was constructed with the Honey colorway of Skein Tones yarn by Lion Brand. So I hope this is helpful to you, and let me know if you make some of these, okay? Let's get on with it. Okay, now we've got the first 9 rows. The next thing we want to do is, after you chain 2, you will crochet, double crochet in the first 20 stitches only. And then we're going to make the little hole for the thumb. And it's the easiest thing ever to do. Guaranteed, it's the easiest thing to do ever. In this particular kind of fingerless glove, also known as wristers, as I've mentioned. So, what you're going to end up doing basically is you're going to crochet until there's pretty much just 4 spaces left before the very end, before you would fasten it onto the very first double crochet like you normally would. But just watch what happens here, okay? So we're going to do almost all the way around. And if you find that you at the end do not have a space, you can't go 20 spaces, you can't go 20 double crochets, what you've done is you've probably skipped a space on one of the previous rows, and your little tube that you're making is slightly smaller than it should be. You can always, from time to time, count your double crochets and make sure that when you go all the way around, you've got 24. Because that's what we started with, was a chain of 24. Okay. So, we're almost there. Take my glasses off so I can see better. Okay. So, I've gotten down to here. See this little space here? And then we can count and see if we've got 24. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay. And if it's one less, it's not going to be a problem. I mean, it doesn't matter unless you have a very big thumb. Okay? Now, when you get down to the end and you've got that many and you don't go all the way to the end, you've got, say, at least 3 or 4 chains here left. You don't close it up. What you do is you chain 1, 2, 3, 4, and you join to the first double crochet over here. Just do a slip stitch through here. I pulled it a little tight here, that's why I'm having a hard time getting through. There we go. And do you see that? You've made you a place for a hole here. The last 2 rounds, chain 2, double in each stitch around, join, chain 2. So we're gonna do this for this next round. Double crochet in each stitch around, including these, including these single chains. You double crochet each of these single chains also, all the way around. And you join up like you've been doing and chain 2, and then I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, so we've double crocheted around, even in that chain that we did to bridge the gap. The last round we're going to do, that's double crochet, you've chained 2, you do chain all the way around, double crochet all the way around again, and after you join, only chain 1. So we're going to go ahead and double crochet one more row of double crochets like you've been doing all along, and at the end chain 1, because the last row is going to be a finishing row of singles. Okay, we've done the last row before the finishing row. I've chained 1, not chain 2, chain 1, and you are going to do a single crochet in every single stitch, including that first one, every single one. Just do a single crochet. If you remember single crochets, you don't yarn over before you put your hook in. You just put your hook under the 2 V's of the next stitch, pull it over, and then yarn over. You go through without yarning over for a single. And you do this all the way around, and when you get to the end, the way you tie it off, you join just like you would normally join, like you've joined every row with a slip stitch, and you tie it off and you weave in the end. You see how this edge is turning out? See that? You're doing a single on the edge to make it a little bit more finished. See this? And that is the way you make wristers. The most basic pair, pretty much the most basic pair. In fact, there's an even more basic way than this to do it. You can actually crochet a rectangle, fold it over, sew it up the seam, and then just leave a space open for your thumb. You can even do that. It's a little bit. This is a little bit nicer, but it's still extremely basic and extremely fast. So easy. You can do it with single crochets all the way. This is just faster. It's just faster to do doubles. It's just faster to do doubles. If you do singles, the gloves are denser and warmer, obviously. But this works up very quickly. If you want to give gifts, do it with doubles. Work it up really quick. My yarn is splitting here. Same thing with some of these less expensive yarns. They do tend to split. But I mean, a lot of yarns tend to split, so it's not that big a deal. So here we are, almost around to the very end, and you will have a pair of fingerless gloves that you made yourself. Okay, there's, oops, let me get in there. And then here we are at the very beginning, the first single. Pull that through in a slip stitch and get it in there. Okay, I just usually do it again right there. And I will just cut this off. This tail off here. Pull through. And you will work, of course, both tails in, the one at the bottom and the one at the top. And there you go. I have fairly small hands, but they're stretching this. You see I have some room here. Sorry, I got gouged by the fence post right there. Yeah, there we go. So, there you go. Nice little set of homemade wristers you can make in any yarn you want. You can make hundreds of these pairs for everybody that you know. So, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Bye.